Hi, my name is Sophie Headley-Goggin, and currently I am at Stratford-upon-Avon College working on creative media and radio, and I live in Harvington. I used to go to high school here, I used to go to middle school in Evesham, and I used to meet up with my friends and stuff. I've always popped into town for a coffee, and I think it has so much potential, and in the past I've seen it grow, I've seen it decrease, but there's so many lovely people here. Being a young person living in Evesham, sometimes it's nice because you get to meet other young people around your age and you get to go and meet up at coffee, at a coffee shop. But then other times it can be quite sad, to be honest, because there's not that many shops. I think definitely we need to improve the look of our town and make it look less grey and less depressing in a way, and more vibrant and more touristy attractive like Stratford is, because we have so much history here and we need to make sure that people that are going to Stratford are also coming to Evesham to have a look at the amount of history that we have. I would love to see in Evesham more shops in the Riverside Shopping Centre. I'd like to see the Riverside Shopping Centre to how it was before. I've seen it in its glory and now I've seen it in its state. I would love to see it flourish like it used to when I grew up here. When I was 6, I got diagnosed with epilepsy, and this year marks the 10-year anniversary that I have suffered with epilepsy, and it's a very passionate. It's very passionate to me, and it touches my heart a lot because not a lot of people see the darkness, the dark side to it. They just think it's one big. They just think epilepsy is just one type of seizure. They don't know the other different types of epilepsy. So I have worked with Young Epilepsy, the charity, and I've made a film about my illness called Friends. It's out on YouTube if you'd like to go and see it. And I managed to raise just over £2,000 for that charity, and I'm known as a young ambassador now for them. And what I really want to do is make awareness to people that epilepsy is a hidden disability and that it's not just one type of seizure. There are so many different people in this world who struggle with different types of epilepsy and their voices need to be heard, and people just need to be educated. Epilepsy has affected me massively, I think, throughout my life because I haven't been able to go on school trips as much as other people. I've been able to go and see things because it's had flashing lights. People have treated me differently. Some teachers have patronised me in the past. Some teachers don't know how to treat. After I have a panic attack, then I go into an absence. They don't know what to do. So I'm there in a really bad state, trying to explain to them, look, this is what you have to do. This is what you need to do to help me, even though I can't process the information. And I think it's something epilepsy is an illness which people don't think affects people as much as it does, because the medication that people take has so many side effects, such as when I turn 18, I can't drink as much. I'm not saying that, alcohol is a be all and end all, but I can't go and get drunk. I can't go to nightclubs. I can't do any of that because of the flashing lights. I get tired easily and stuff. I have to have naps regularly. So it impacts my life drastically. I have to think before I do absolutely anything before I go out. An absence can be perceived as daydreaming. So just staring off into space for a few seconds and then coming back down to earth. You wouldn't necessarily be able to clock it because it just looked like they'd be daydreaming. But in their brain, they're unconscious for a few seconds. Whereas a seizure, which a lot of people know about, it's the one which people think every single epileptic in the world has, is known scientifically as a tonic-clonic seizure. It's the falling on the floor unconsciously, jerking around and foaming at the mouth sometimes. I personally have juvenile photosensitive absence and tonic-clonic epilepsy. So I suffer with the big fits and I suffer with the daydreaming as well. What people really need to be aware of in the workplace or in just the street, just genuinely about if you see someone having a seizure, or you just basic knowledge, is first aid training. Just know basic first aid. If you know how to put someone in the recovery position, don't do it while someone is seizing. If they are having a full tonic-clonic fit on the floor, do not put them in the recovery position until they've finished fitting, as it can restrain them. Just make sure that you remove any harmful objects around them. Make sure there's something soft supporting their heads, and time the seizure. And if it goes longer than 5 minutes, call an ambulance, or if they change colour, call an ambulance. Search for ID in their bag or in their purse, or anything about them that you can contact, any personal phone number or anything about them. And definitely a major one in the workplace is having a medical form and making sure that everyone who you work with knows about your illness and knows how to help you. Okay, well, in 10, 20 years, I hopefully see myself working either as a TV presenter for CBeebies, or working for a film company as a film director. And a message I give to my future self is stay humble and remember where you came from, and always help charity. So if you could ask anyone else on the bench another question, it would probably be, if you could change one bit of your life in any way, what would it be and why would you change it? I would change some of the ways I think about things, and maybe some ways that I plan things, making sure I'm more organised at some events, whether that's my film, whether that's college work, making sure I don't stress myself out about things, making sure I plan stuff out a bit better. That's what I'd change. Currently, I'm working on a 1940s period piece. It will be a film, and I've already casted everybody, but that's for me to know and for you to find out. And the script is nearly finished, so hopefully stick around for that. It's called My Dearest Martha. If anyone could take anything away from this video, or any single message, is don't judge a book by its cover, whether that's people with disabilities or whether that's people who look visibly different or anything. Just take time to understand the person, and if they do have epilepsy, then actually understand them, and take the time to understand what they need in times of need. Don't judge them, be like, oh, you have a disability, I'm not going to speak to you. Oh, you can't drive and you have to be 1 year seizure free, I don't want to speak to you. Have some time, have some respect, and learn and get to know their boundaries and stuff, and be respectful. That's probably what I'd like to say.